What's good, y'all? This is day 5 of YouTube Spirit Week. And today is Potluck Day. So it's no topic in particular, just what we choose to bring to the table, okay? So I thought about this for a little while, and at first I was like, dang, well, what am I going to talk about? Like, you know, I usually just get on here and just talk about whatever. But I really wanted to come in today with something meaningful that maybe you guys can get some good takeaways from it. And so what I settled on was to talk about maintaining peace of mind, right? So we hear a lot about people talking about my peace of mind, and everything. And I didn't really discover until I became an adult, like a full-grown adult with responsibilities and competing priorities. I didn't understand just how important peace of mind was. So now that I am at this particular point in my life where I have been a mother, a single mother, I've experienced some great losses in my life, and I've worked jobs that sustained my livelihood. I know now just how important peace of mind is and maintaining that peace of mind. So I thought of a few things just to offer you guys that, you know, if you're struggling maybe with maintaining your peace of mind or figuring out what peace of mind is, maybe these are some things that you could take away and just try to implement them, or just analyze them further in your life and see if they offer you, you know, any guidance. So number one is what I find most important to maintaining peace of mind is not expecting much from people who don't expect much from themselves. I'm going to say that one more time. Never expect much from people who don't expect much from themselves. So, you know, there are people who their standard is to go above and beyond, no matter what, in their life, whether it's on their job, in their relationship, for their children. Some people, not all, their standard is to exceed expectations. And don't get me wrong, because we all fall short. But what I mean is these people in particular are people who make it their priority to give you their absolute 110% no matter what. And then there's some people who don't. There's some people who are very mediocre, middle of the road, do enough just to get by, and they treat you as such. So what I'm saying is, don't be out here bending over backwards for people who aren't going to put that same effort into you. And that could be in any kind of relationship. Just don't do it, because that threatens your peace of mind, because then you start thinking, well, damn, I'm going through all of this on my end, and this other person, they don't seem to even care. They don't even as long as they getting out of it what they need to get out of it, they don't even care. So once you start having those type of thoughts, it's just draining, and it takes a lot of energy, because especially if you care about the person, you're still going to be putting your best foot forward and trying to bring them along and trying to help them to help just try to bring them along and be like, you know, if I'm doing my best for you, why you can't do your absolute best for me? And it just, don't do that. Just don't even do that. Just know where you stand with that person, and just don't give them no more. That don't make you any less humble, don't make you any less loyal, or it don't mean you love them any less. It just means that, okay, Mr. FedEx truck, you can let me over. It just means that you don't have that energy to give them. You don't have that energy to give them. So never expect much from people who don't expect much from themselves. That's number one to maintaining your peace of mind, because unfortunately, more often than not, you'll get disappointed. Because for whatever reason, it just seems like that level of commitment and dedication is the exception and not the rule. It's very hard to get yourself aligned with people of the same caliber and magnitude as yourself. So that's number one. Number two, set boundaries. Set boundaries, and don't be timid about making sure people respect those boundaries, because people will only do what you allow them to do. Okay? And that's another hard lesson I learned. You know what I'm saying? I was that type of person who just assumed at one point that people would extend me the same courtesies that I extend them at all times, and people would have the same level of respect for me as I just as I always give them. And that's just not the case. Okay, people will test you and push you and pick at you and talk about you, and just all I'm saying is that you have to be the steward of your well-being. You have to be the one to make sure that you set up this space around you, and you have to be the one to make sure that no one's violating you in that space. And this is just a simple, very, very simple, basic example, but I was dealing with this guy, right? This was some years ago. I was dealing with this guy, and he had a habit of, I wouldn't hear from him pretty much all day. You know what I'm saying? I would barely even, like, I wouldn't even hear sometimes I wouldn't hear from him at all. But it would be all day long, okay? I wouldn't hear from him. And then all of a sudden, at 10, 11 o'clock, now all of a sudden you want to start calling a nigga. We not going to do that. We are not going to do that. And at first, you know, I was in the throes of having feelings for somebody. And I felt like when he called, I had to answer the phone. I just felt like that, you know. it just is what it is. I wanted his company and I wanted to be with him, right? So I in turn gave him free reign over my time. Like, I would, anytime he would call me, no matter what, I would pick up the phone, right? Even if I was asleep and the phone rang, I would pick up the phone and answer the phone when he called. But as time went on, I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this, because I realized that even in me going that extra mile and always making myself available, that motherfucker wasn't doing the same thing for me. How you gonna not call me all day and now all of a sudden you want to call a nigga knowing I'm probably gonna be asleep? But he didn't care. So I just had to put a stop to that, because when a person does that, they clearly don't respect your time, and they don't respect what you have going on. You know, I have a kid, I have a young daughter, so I mean, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Other than trying to get what you trying to get by calling me at this time of night. You know I'm asleep, and if I'm not asleep, you know my daughter sleeps. So what the fuck are we really doing? So that's that, y'all. And what I ended up doing was I just set my do not disturb on my phone for a certain time to a certain time. So no matter what was going on, whether I was asleep or awake, the calls wouldn't come through, because I'm not answering the phone during this period of time. And that's just what it is. That's just what I mean about setting boundaries. That's just a very, very simple example, but it can range from those simple type of boundaries to boundaries on your job. We all want to do very well at our jobs. You know, we want to perform at a high level, and we want to get that bag, but you still have to set boundaries at your job. Don't make it easy for people to just loaf. They over here loafing, you know what I'm saying? Not doing what they supposed to do because they know you gonna pick up the slack. No, and it will happen, because and you want to talk about pet peeves? That's another one of my pet peeves, is lazy ass coworkers and motherfucking dumbass supervisors. So and the dumbass supervisors, they will let these coworkers be lazy, and they will let all of the other workload fall on you, because they know that you know your shit and you will get shit done. And they'll turn around and because you speak up about it, they'll turn around and try to make you look like the combative, disrespectful one. So set boundaries for yourself, and that'll also be something, I know it helped me, that might be something that'll help you to maintain your peace of mind. So that's that, guys. I am out here about to get on the train, and it's Friday, so I'm so glad I'm so glad I made it to the weekend, y'all. I'm just exhausted. And then just a little sidebar conversation. Does any of y'all, leave it in the comments, does anybody watch Hustle and Soul on that it comes on after Breakfast and Family Values? Please, if you watch that show, please let's talk about it in the comments, because I can't with damn Lawrence. I can't with Lawrence. I like the show, though. Don't get me wrong. I told y'all one of my guilty pleasures is Ratchet TV. So I like the show. But Lawrence and him dipping in all these different women coming through that damn restaurant, and he always got this grand plan, and child, I just can't. And the two people that I really enjoy on that show are Dominic and Stefan, the twins. I love their energy. They are always so happy and so bubbly, and they don't walk around with this chip on my shoulder attitude, and they are so handsome and always smiley with those big, huge, pretty smiles. I love a man with a pretty smile. Oh, Jesus. Whoo, do something to me, girl. A man with a beautiful smile. But yeah, so if y'all watch Hustle and Soul, hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about it. We can chop it up about that. Also, leave your comments on the things I discussed about maintaining peace of mind. And once again, shout out to Miss Honey. I really have enjoyed doing YouTube Spirit Week, and I really appreciate you. Let's see. Lady Nika, as always, Ramblin' K, Hermit TV Junkie, Jamaica Nicole, Beautiful Soul, goodness, Marquita for always riding with me, Delisa. I'm just like, and look, if I don't mention you, charge it to my head and not my heart, because I always try to keep everybody in mind at all times. I just can't really remember everybody right when I'm doing my video, but you know who you are. If you are watching, thank you so much for showing me love and supporting my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. So y'all enjoy y'all Friday whenever you watching the video. But again, thank y'all so much, and I am gone. I will see y'all in the next video.